Hmm, hot chocolate and marshmallows. Hello everyone, this is radagastthe3rd bringing you a Battlefield 2 commentary. Today's game is going to be 2v2 on Udun. It's going to be me and my partner TnG dwarfownage. I think I've played with him before in a YouTube cast. And we're going to be versus Pain526, terribly inventive name, and then the funnest name that I've ever casted before, and it is Balasahir. I don't know what it is about that, but it's just like this crazy name that, I don't know, I find it really interesting. This is, I believe, the second to last game that I played on the official EA server before they shut it down on sometime June 1st, 2011. Rest in peace, one of the trashiest servers that ever lived. But yeah, still kind of a bother now to play through Game Ranger, but a little bit less lag sometimes. So anyways, yeah, we're gonna see the Balasahir coming out with forward barracks, and I'm talking forward barracks. My usually my partner, I can't even remember who set that beacon. And yeah, he said it. And so it's like, okay, we're gonna have to deal with this right away. And I didn't show you, but basically what happened is I'd gone double furnace first. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna macro pretty hard this game. And then he sets that off, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and let my furnaces finish. And then immediately I throw up the Uruk pit and start pumping out Urukai. Again, because it's a forward barracks, you're going to want Urukai and at some point crossbows too. Trying to do a little building micro there. The dwarves are a little mismicroed. But yeah, they're just going to walk around and start killing all of his mining. Now you notice that he was building a tavern before, but he's actually cancelled that. If we check his money right now, oh, that's me. Never mind, forget his money, it's already out. Yes, he went for a really fast Nazgul, which is kind of a really smart idea. I mean, he knows that his base is getting pressured like mad. If he builds a tavern, chances are it might get killed, and Corsairs aren't a completely strong counter to Guardians, so that would be a problem. And so he decides to pick the supremely awesome Nazgul, and he's gonna try to just dominate with just that for a while. And I mean, all he's down to right now is one furnace, and he's trying to build a tavern. Probably could build that a little closer to his base, but he's trying to make it so that units can't clump around the tavern. So it's really, really close to the slaughterhouse here. And so yeah, his Nazgul's just running on. In the meantime, Radagast doing his usual crazy macro. I've got all kinds of money stuff coming around, but it's the first 5 minutes of the game still, so he can't. I mean, I can't send him money. The men up here building a tower expansion on the fortress, no idea why they did that, and they got some mining in here, but the majority of this game is going to focus just down here on all this stuff. Yeah, pretty much the dwarves have taken out almost all of Mordor's stuff, and so this is perhaps the sweetest thing I've ever seen in my life. Okay, you notice right there that I changed stances to go into the defensive stance. Now watch the health bars on these Urukai. They're not going anywhere. Now I'm assuming that means it's because the dwarves are trying to attack the Nazgul. I mean, they're trying to focus him. But even the Nazgul's not taking that much damage. And you saw it. He had a Guardian Horde down here and a Pike Horde up here. And my troops took like no damage from that. And that is how strong the Dread Visage is. It's just so powerful. But we noticed that down here, the dwarves are being sneaky, and they built a siege works. Now, this is not in vision of either me or my partner. It's just outside of his fortress vision. So really smart playing by the dwarves to know that. Just knowledge of the map, basically. I'm doing some pressure with some Uruks up here. He's kind of fooling around. The men should be pressing with all this stuff, but they're not. And instead, he's only got all this over here, but no pikes, which is going to be a significant problem for them. Because I'm bringing over a ton of troops over here, and we're like, okay, I think we've got this under control. Continuing, just level 3 Uruk's just dominating up there. Very, very nice and tasty. And the men just throwing away their troops on the fortress here. This is like almost a game loser in and of itself, that he did something so unbelievably stupid as that. But the dwarves are continuing to keep up this pressure. I mean, they're holding on to their barracks, and it's still just the level 1 barracks. Sometimes you'll see them upgrade it to level 2, level 3 to get the arrow expansion on it at level 3 and also the increased health. But now we see that I'm going to come up here and try to take out the barracks. Hopefully going to clump a little better around that. But it's kind of hard to do with these pikes in the way that messes with the pathing. And then the demolisher is about to come out. Looks like someone set a beacon up here. Not quite sure what that was about. But yeah, I'm just continuing to try to harass. I mean, they've got a ton of farming up here that I really, really don't want to let that continue to run. You see, I do have out those crossbows that I was talking about earlier, and I'm able to take down his barracks right there. And so, right about now, I'm thinking, no, not yet. Well, right in here, we're going to notice all of a sudden and start freaking out. And there it is. He pulls all of his troops back and he's like, holy smokes, dude, we've got a demolisher in our base. So he started screaming on the chat and he's like, whoa, dude, come back, help me. And so, yeah, the demolisher just coming over here, going into the siege mode. And the Balasahir demolisher is just going to be a little bit too strong here. I mean, there's not much I can do about this. I kind of microed my troops a little with clumping there. But in the end, I'm able to take it out anyways, especially due to lurks in here. And, whoa, that's kind of weird. I have him on bow mode right now, which I believe is what he spawns in. So, that's not too weird in and of itself, but he should have been in sword mode. And so now I'm like, okay, I've built up this huge army, but basically I've just been defending my partner with it and just leveling and gaining experience with all that. And then all of a sudden I see all this coming at me. I'd intended to go crush the dwarves because I'm assuming he doesn't have that much. I mean, generally when someone does a rush like that, they don't even have a second barracks up here. I mean, this one's probably pretty newly established. And so you can oftentimes just walk straight into their base and kill them, which is what I had intended to do. Instead, I'm met with a gloin, and so I just leave one horde behind, and then I see the gloin there, so I micro my troops away. And in the meantime, I've got all this going on back in my base. And again, these crossbows are just so helpful. It's an important part of Isengard. I mean, people think of archers just as something that the elves do. Well, it's really not true. Isengard is, well, my personal second favorite race. A lot of people would say men with rangers and stuff, but I really, really love crossbows. Again, some more pressure coming around up here. Just using his Corsairs, using his Nazgul, throwing everything he has up here just to be aggressive with the dwarves, while the dwarves aren't going to be able to mount any kind of counterattack, which is smart, and he knows that I have the men pinned down, which I do. And so, yeah, I'm just plowing away. Switch it back to all players. That's actually Mordor's resource counter. He's got that way up high. And we see Radagast being a very good child and keeping his resource count nice and low. Constant production. I think I'm on. Yeah, he actually killed at least one of my Uruk pits. I might have had 2 of those. And I do have this Borg pit out here, but I'm not sure that I was ever actually producing Borgs out of that. These should all be on defensive stance. There we go. If you've got archers, everything should be on defensive stance except the archers that are in offensive stance. Except for maybe heroes and cavalry and weird stuff like that. But your meat shield, defensive stance. And then just some more micro going on over here. I mean, this battle is totally won for me. I mean, I just plain have more troops than him. Not much competition there. Dwarves have lost like all of their mining. They're in no condition to do anything right now. Looks like I've got some more resources kind of being sent over there. A little bit of micro pulling back some stuff there. And I'm like, holy smokes, he's got cavalry. So you notice, the first thing I do is I pull the archers to the back. The archers are the fastest things to die when cavalry are around. And I'm hoping just as he runs over all my Urukai, I mean, they'll get really low on health, but eventually he's going to slow these cavalry and take them out, which is what happened. And now I'm just focusing everything on the cavalry here. And then once the cavalry go down, I'm back to this ridiculous army advantage that I had before. Not microing those troops, that's kind of a mistake. And so, as soon as I did that, I was able to put down this cavalry threat. And then, whoops-a-daisy, Radagast not responding fast enough. And another beacon over here set by Pain, actually, who is the men player. Not quite certain why he's setting beacons over there. There's a beacon over here. Who's this? This is Pain. All kinds of beacons going around that not quite sure what they're doing. And so yeah, that arrow barrage really hurt all my troops, but they know at this point that I've ridiculous amounts of stuff. And so they just go ahead and leave the game. So yeah, and nice little game there just to kind of show about the forward barrack strategy. And it was really painful for both of us because both of us went for double resource building before production buildings, and the dwarves just went straight into it with those guardians, and that's so painful, especially versus Mordor, since they basically have to have Nazgul to counter the guardians. So really smart play by my partner to go for Nazgul there, and just teamwork. I mean, he needed me over there, and I got some troops into his base and really started helping him take out the stuff that was pressing him, and yeah, that pretty much turned the game around for us. The men didn't pressure me nearly as much as they should have. As a matter of fact, I don't know if they killed like any of my buildings at all. So lack of aggression there that really cost them. So yeah, that's my replay for the day. Don't forget to add me on Xfire, MSN, Game Ranger. The contact info can all be found in the description below this video. Sub, like, comment, all that good stuff. And until next time, this has been Radagast the 3rd, and thanks for watching.